By giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well, salutations to the hopeful elect pushing this word, and sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. Alright, I'm just back with another quick lesson. Alright, another article that I seen on RT News. Alright, U.S. military, quote unquote, ready to go. Bolton warns Iran not to mistake U.S. prudence for weakness. Alright, now this goes into the wars and the rumors of wars, all right? And also, like the scriptures say, let the weak say I am strong, man. These nations are not scared of America, all right? Because if you know about about Iran claiming that they shot down an American fighter jet, all right, there was a time in history, they would hide their hand after that, when everybody was scared of America, but now you got these countries boasting that, they've attacked America, all right, because they're tired of America attacking them, whether it be with tariffs, sanctions, or, all out war. America has no problem, the so-called white man Esau has no problem, going and bombing a country, stealing their resources and everything like that. So you see these countries are ready to fight back. And, for those, I know a lot of brothers on RT News, for the brothers that's, on there and looking at it, you see it's talking about nothing but war, man. Wars and rumors of war, man. All right, U.S. is in that, go to war spirit, show everyone that they're, the mighty United States of America and that everybody should fear them, but little do they know, that this war is the war that they're going to lose. Not only are they going to lose this war, but this war is going to wipe them off the map, all right? But I'm going to get into the article, all right, quick. Tehran, so like I'm driving. Tehran should not interpret Washington's lack of military action as a sign of weakness, John Bolton has warned, hinting that Donald Trump's last-minute decision to call off strikes against the Islamic Republic could be reversed. The U.S. National Security Advisor made the dissuasive remark while speaking alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem on Sunday. Tehran should not mistake U.S. prudence and discretion for weakness, Bolton cautioned. Our military is rebuilt, which is not, new and ready to go. That's a total lie. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. is not, I believe it was World War II when they had the arms race, when everybody was getting their artillery up. If you apply that to now, as far as, a quote-unquote arms race, the U.S. is not as vastly superior as they was in the past as it pertains to weaponry. Russia has not only the same weapons, but better weapons. When you see these other countries that the U.S. has been bullying all this time, they now have confidence to go at the U.S. And what would give you that confidence? Having a certain level of artillery. Everybody has nuclear missiles now. Like when the U.S. dropped Fat Man and Little Boy over there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that like shocked the world. What the fuck? Salakia, dumbass. Like when the U.S. dropped atomic bomb over there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it was a world shocker because nobody had ever seen power like that or brute force. Now all these countries have the ability to do that to each other and to the U.S. mainly because that's who they're going to do it to. They got the power to shoot missiles and cause devastation amongst a nation of people, which will happen to the United States. So when this guy Bolton says our military is rebuilt, new and ready to go, that's just a smokescreen. The U.S. military is weak. I was in the military. The U.S. military is a bunch of young motherfuckers partying. That's what the military is. When you look at them Russian soldiers, you know what I'm saying? They've been trained to be fighters from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Since they was little kids. While the American children are over here playing Xbox and, watching TV and on Instagram or whatever have you, these kids are bred to be warriors, right? Not to mention you have women in the American military. You have transsexuals, you have homosexuals. The American military is a freak show. So when this guy says our military is rebuilt, new and ready to go, one thing that you notice is when they make these statements, they never elaborate on them. Well, what's so new about it? What did you rebuild? How are you ready to go? They just make these statements because they feel as though they can still bully these nations with the past fear that these nations have had of them. You know what I'm saying? So if they U.S. military said we knew and ready to go, you would think that these other nations would say, damn, they were some bad motherfuckers before, so they knew and ready to go. That's just a smoke screen, man. All right. But it says our military is rebuilt, new and ready to go. He added, days after Trump called off a planned attack on Iran, a chosen response to Tehran downing a U.S. drone on Thursday. Right? And the U.S. drone shouldn't even be over there. You know what I'm saying? America's acting like the victim in this situation. You know, you flying in somebody's airspace, right? And this is another article. You know, I might, Lord willing, get to this later. Trump major additional sanctions on Iran to come Monday, which is tomorrow. So, you know, they still fucking with them. You know, just because they didn't do a military strike don't mean that they're not going to piss Iran off to the point where we know they're going to go to war, but, you know, escalate the situation. Because when you put a sanction on somebody, that's an act of war, man. It says, citing a planned strike against Iranian targets, which U.S. President Donald Trump called off, Bolton emphasized that Trump had only stopped the attack from going forward at this time, an indication that the decision may only be temporary. See, this is the U.S. just trying to scare people, man. If you want to touch, I mean, you know, even amongst ourselves, like, you know what I'm saying, Jay, grow up, you know, you get in fights or whatever. When somebody want to touch you, they're not just talking about it and saying they're going to do it later. They rush you. So the U.S. is weary, man, about going over there, man. It says, according to reports, the U.S. was gearing up to strike several targets inside Iran after a U.S. drone was shot down by the Iranian military. Trump says he called off the attack after learning that the estimated 150 Iranians would be killed. Bolton is in Jerusalem to attend a trilateral meeting of top security officials from the from the United States, Israel, and Russia, which those people over there in the land of Israel are not the Israelites that the Bible speak of. They're Edomites. The growing hostility between Washington and Tehran is expected to be at the top of the agenda. Iran has blamed Washington for racketing up tensions following Trump's decision to unilaterally withdraw from the 2015 nuclear deal and reimpose sanctions. See, that's that U.S. shit. That's that Edomite shit. They probably had a deal. I'm not too familiar with this 2015 nuclear deal, but they had a deal, and the U.S. said one thing and did another thing. That's the nature of the so-called white man. All right. Tehran has stressed that it does not want war, but will respond with force to any U.S. attack. Which we know the response is going to be. It's not just going to be Iran. Don't get fooled and think that, oh, it's another war with the Middle East and wham and wham. And no, the whole world is going to shoot the missiles on America, man. As time goes on, hopefully expediently, you know, as time goes on, you're going to see, you be on RT News, you're going to see more and more countries saying basically we'll bomb America if they do anything spirit. And that's the spirit that these Iranians have. They said we don't want war, but if you come over here doing that shit that you're known to do, we gonna attack y'all, man. You know? So I just wanted to make that quick video. I hope it was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.